Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Anunta, the Crochet World, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel, like, share and comment on my videos. And today we're going to do this beautiful pattern for a key lanyard. Here it is. It looks like this and it's big enough to hold your this key lanyard into your this wrist. Here it goes like this, but if you want to have this key lanyard a bigger one, you can always expand it, so just have more rows into this work. And here it is. For this particular project, I've used my 100% cotton yarn. And for this project, I've used a 2 mm of the hook. So let's begin. Here it is. We're going to start with a slip knot. So just have your yarn and have a slip knot here. So here it is. Have your this slip knot and we will start with 6 chains. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So I have the 6 chains and now I'm going to turn my work and here it is. I'm going to skip my this first chain. This is the back part of my first chain and I'm going to skip my this first chain and I will go to the second chain. Now insert your hook into the second chain and grab a yarn and have your single crochet. And now keep on having one single crochet on each chain, and by the end for this row number 1, we're going to have our 5 single crochets. So here it is. This is our third single crochet, 4 and 5 here. So we got over this 5 single crochets for our row number 1, and now for your row number 2 we're going to chain 1 and we will turn our work. So turn your work and here it is. This is your stitches. Now here for our row number 2 we're going to have our 1 single crochet on each stitch, but our stitches will be back loop only stitches. So here it is. This is your chain. We're going to skip over this chain and we will go to this first stitch. So this is our first stitch, and now we're going to insert our hook into the back loop of our this first stitch. So remember, we will not go like this. We will not insert our hook like this, but we will go to this back loop of our this first stitch. So just insert your hook into the back loop of your this first stitch and grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. And now keep on having 1 single crochet on each stitch, and remember all of your stitches will be back loop only. So this one is your first back loop single crochet. Go to the second stitch. This is your second stitch. Insert your hook into the second stitch into the back loop here like this and grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook into the back loop and grab a yarn and have 1 single crochet. Now keep on having 1 single crochet on each stitch from your previous round, and all of your stitches will be back loop only stitches. So here it is. You're going to have your 5 single crochets, and here we're going to have our 5 back loop only single crochets, and it will look like this. And now for our row number 3 we're going to work on our this row number 2 and our this front loop of our this row number 1 as well. So for that, here chain 1, turn your work, and now we're gonna, this is our chain 1, so we're gonna skip over this chain 1. We will go to this first stitch, go to this first stitch and insert your hook into the back loop of your this first stitch just like this here. And as I said, we are going to work on this front loop of our this row number 1 as well. So here it is. This is the front loop of our row number 1. So just insert your hook into this first loop here like this and just grab your yarn. So remember, we are working on this front loop. We have already made our the single crochets of our row number 2 on the back loops. So we are working on this front loops of our this row number 1. So just insert your hook here like this, and you're going to have your 3 loops here. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops here like this here, and now you're going to have 2 loops on your hook. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, and that's going to be your first single crochet of your row number 3. Now again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook into this next stitch here, insert your hook into the back loop of your this next stitch like this. Now again, we will go down to this row number 1 and we will grab this train of yarn. This is the front loop of our row number 1. Just insert your hook like this and yarn over and grab your yarn through both the loops, and you're going to have 2 loops here. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, and this is your second single crochet of your round number 3, and we're going to repeat this pattern. So again, this is your next stitch. Insert your hook into the back loop of your this next stitch here like this, go down grab your this front loop of your row number 1 here like this. Now yarn over and grab your yarn through 2 loops here. Now you're going to have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Here it is. Again, these are our 3 single crochets. We're going to work on this 4th stitch here. So insert your hook into this 4th stitch, into this back loop of your this 4th stitch like this. Go down and you're going to find your this strain of yarn here. This strain of yarn is your front loop of your row number 1. So here, insert your hook into this front loop and yarn over and grab your yarn through 2 loops. Here it is. Now you're going to have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Again, now that's going to be our 5th, our last stitch. So always be careful while working on this last stitch, because it might possible you're going to find your this stitches difficult. So here it is. Our 2 loops are here. They are going to be too much together, so you're going to find them here. Remember, while working on these other stitches, they were far away and you can find those stitches. But here, this is the back loop. This is the back loop of our this last stitch, and just down to this one is the front loop of our this 5th last stitch of our row number 1. So here it is. You're going to find your this 2 strain of yarn here, just like this. And now yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Here it is. Yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops, and this is your last 5th stitch. So whenever you're working on your this last stitch, whatever number of stitches you have been working on, but whenever you're working on this last stitch, just keep in mind that your last stitch will be a slightly difficult to find out. But here it is. And we're going to repeat over this round number or round number 3 until our required length. So again, chain 1. Now we're going to work on our row number 4. So here it is. This is our chain 1. Turn your work, skip your this chain 1, go to this first stitch, insert your hook into the back loop of your this first stitch, and here just down to your this first stitch, you're going to find your this strain of yarn, this stitch of your round number or row number 3. So here it is. Grab your yarn. You're going to have 2 loops, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. Go to this next stitch, insert your hook into the back loop of this next stitch, go down to this stitch. You're going to find your this front loop of your row number 3. Grab your yarn through your 2 stitches, through loops, and here it is. You're going to have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. Go to this 3rd stitch, insert your hook into this back loop of your this 3rd stitch, and directly insert your hook again into this stitch number 3 of your row number 3, and grab your yarn, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. This is your 4th stitch, so just insert your hook like this. Here it is, and grab your yarn and have your 1 single crochet. And again, as you're going to work on our this last stitch, if you can turn your work, you can find your this last stitch here. So this is my last stitch, a slightly smaller one. Here it is. This is my last stitch, and this is the back loop, and this is the front loop of my row number 3. So here it is. You're going to find your this 2 stitches very much together here like this, and yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. You can have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops, and here it is. It looks like this. And now keep on repeating your row number 3 until your required length. I'm going to go up to my row number 80. So just go up to your required length, and I'm going to meet you after that. And here it is. After my row number 80, it looks like this. And now for our final row, so whenever you reach up to your this required height, for your final row, for my row number 81, I will have a chain 1 and will turn my work. And now here, this is our chain 1. I will go to this first stitch. This is my first stitch, and we will insert our hook into this both the loops of our this first stitch like this, and we will take the front loop of our this previous row as well. So here it is. Insert your hook like this. So now you're going to have 3 loops extra on your hook. Now here, yarn over and spool your yarn through all 3 loops. Here it is. And now you're going to have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. This is your single crochet. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook into both the loops here like this. Here it is. Plus we're going to take the front loop of our this previous row here like this, and now yarn over and spool your yarn through all 3 loops. You're going to have 2 loops here, yarn over and spool your yarn through 2 loops. Again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook into both the loops here we are not taking the back loop, we are taking both the loops here. And now go to this previous row and find your this front loop. Here it is, and insert your hook like this. Now yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops, and yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. Again, for your this 4th stitch, I'm gonna do the same. I will insert my hook into all 3 loops here. So this is my 4th stitch and the front loop. And now I'm gonna yarn over and pull your yarn through all 3 loops, yarn over and pull your yarn through 2 loops. And that's gonna be your last stitch. So here it is. Insert your hook into this all 3 loops here. So for that, here it is. These are the 2 loops, my last stitch, and the front loop of my this last row. So here I got my this 3 loops. Now yarn over, pull your yarn through all 3 loops, and here it is, have your this last single crochet. And here it is. This is how we're going to finish over this stitch, the thermal stitch. And now we're going to need our this key holder, this one, and we're going to insert over this key holder here. Don't worry, our work is the same from both the sides, so there's no issue of having a front side or a back side. So here it is. Just insert your this key holder here, and now I'm gonna attach over these 2 parts together. So just attach them here like this. Now I'm gonna have chain 1, and I will turn my work. And now here I'm going to insert my hook into my this first stitch. I'm going to take both the loops here like this, and I will go to this first chain. Now this is my foundation chain. I'm going to insert my hook into the both these loop of my this foundation chain here like this, and now I'm going to yarn over and will pull my yarn through all of my loops, and that's going to be my first slip stitch. So remember, we're going to have our slip stitches here, and we're going to have our 5 slip stitches. So here it is. This is our first slip stitch. Here again, go to this next stitch, insert your hook, take this foundation chain here, insert your hook on both these loops on both sides here, yarn over and pull your yarn through all of your this loops here. That's our this 3rd slip stitch, and that's gonna be our 4th slip stitch, and that's gonna be our last 5th slip stitch. Here it is. And now we're going to cut our yarn. Secure this last stitch. It is, and now we're going to hide our this ends in. So for that, just have your this needle, and here, as you can find a gap in here, just have your needle and insert your this needle into this last stitches of both the sides again, and round them up here. And now you can find your this edge evenly done. Here it is. And now if you want, you can have an extra stitch here, extra round up, just to secure your this last stitch. And we're going to do the same on this other side as well. And now here we're going to insert our this loose end in. So just insert your this ends like this and just hide them in just like this, and I'm going to meet you after that. Here it is. I've inserted my all ends in, and it looks like this. And now we're going to turn our work. You can turn your this key holder as well, and here it is. It is all done. This one's here, and it looks like this. And I hope you have liked my today's tutorial. If you have liked, please like, share and comment on my videos, and please subscribe to my channel, and I will see you into the next video. Till then, bye.